Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I am Nicole and I live in India. And today I'm with my very good only friend, Laurance. She is my French connection, my bestie from the Westie. And she is here tonight to help me give a reaction to a French interview done by Max Chernov. Now, I did a video or an interview with Max as well. I will go ahead and link that up top. It was really a great opportunity and discussion for me. And we recently did a American point of view reaction that was also one of Max's interviews. And right before we had done it, I said to her, maybe I could try to find a French point of view or a French reaction. And we got some. So this is why he chose India over France for life.
For life.
For life.
Commitment.
Total commitment. Cool. So this is also part of his Hindi series. So I believe it has Hindi subtitles for those of you that like to read it. Let's go ahead and get started. If you haven't already, give me your like, give me your subscribe, and let's go.
Would you imagine? Would you imagine going back to France to live at some point?
Absolutely not.
Meet Jean-Baptiste. He's from France and has been living in India for 21 years. He shared with me why Indians are much more family-oriented than the French, whether there really is a lot of hidden cash in India, and how to ride a motorcycle like a pro through India's extreme traffic. I'm Max Chernov, the guy who already started missing India after his last trip there. Let's go!
Let's start with your first impressions. Do you remember? Like, do you have any cultural shocks?
The first impression was big pain on my tummy, on my chest.
Yeah. Because
I slept for the first time on an Indian bed, which is like just a board with a tiny mattress, and I slept on my.
Like we've heard this before, right? A mattress is like a big thing here, but you can get really nice mattresses in India. They're available online. We have a brand called WakeFit. I am not sponsored by them, but I definitely love my mattress. You can get nice Western style mattresses here.
Tummy, and I was like, what's happened? Because that's the first time. And then I hear so much birds, so I open the window of my balcony and I see all those green parrots in the tree. I was like, okay. And then I went in the street of Delhi, which were obviously nothing like today. It was, I won't say much more quiet, but way less cars, because at that time you barely had cars in India, you just had Maruti Suzuki.
How long has he been here?
You did not have all those big roads and like flyovers and everything. I went to the university because that's why I came before, originally in 2002 for my studies.
Like
and I decided to stay on the campus with the guys and live with them in the hostels and everything. And I loved it. So I did not want to come back. I decided to register instead of continuing my studies in Paris like I was going to do in good schools. I was like, no, as I want to become a specialist of Indian politics, I will stay in India. It's the best place where to learn that. And I was in JNU, and so JNU University is an amazing campus. I went back last year actually, and it did not change in 20 years. It's the same broken things everywhere and the same chaivala. It's amazing, and I'm happy it did not change. That's maybe also one of the reasons why I'm still in India. It's because here, okay, buildings are being built. You can see people have now like big German cars, and money is like flowing so much in Mumbai, in Delhi, and in India in general. But in reality, it does not really change. People still care first for their family, still care first for their India and the politics and the things. And that's very interesting. That's what I like. It's vibrant, you know. A cultural shock, no. Why? It's because actually India, I'm a bit like, maybe I can say like Obelix, you know, Obelix and Asterix?
Oh yeah,
the comic book.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit like Obelix. I fell in it when I was like a baby. Like Obelix fell in the magic potion, because I've been educated by parents who were not at all hippies, but my dad, being a doctor, a natural medicine doctor, came to India to study Ayurveda. My mother was a Hindu philosophy specialist, and so she traveled a lot in India for that. And we grew up in a Ramakrishna mission when I was a kid for 10 years. There is one in the suburbs of Paris. Every weekend of my childhood and every vacations of my childhood till the 10-year-old, we were living in the ashram.
Okay.
My parents even bought a house next to the ashram to live the life. So
Wow.
we were like constantly in contact. I had never been to India, but we used to do the puja, we used to do the prayer at 6 in the morning. And being a kid, I was even upset when my parents did not wake me up to go to the prayer.
wow.
I used to love it. And at the age of 2, 3, my first hero would not be like Mickey Mouse or like Spider-Man, or I don't know which hero we have in the West, but for me I wanted to be Hanuman because he could fly, or I wanted to be Ram because he could carry this big bow and deliver sitar. And
Yeah.
So when I came here for my studies, I was in Delhi actually. I loved it.
It's a beautiful house. So you own the house or you rent it?
No, I wish I would be a very rich man if I
yeah?
owned that place.
Huh.
Not because of the house,
Yeah.
but because of the land.
The area, exactly, yeah.
The
Bandra is
land,
like...
the first thing an Indian would do is to destroy the house, to make a huge tower. So you can imagine how many millions and millions and millions you can make.
It's not very common to live in the house, actually. It feels like it.
I don't know
More
any,
people live in apartments, I guess.
I don't know any other foreigners actually who lives in a house. Yes.
Yeah, so you can compare with France. What's the biggest difference of lifestyle?
It's because of the people. I mean, that's the speed of the day, the rhythm of the day. People take time. The people are kinder. So because they take time to speak, they take time to look at other aspects of life than just their work when they are in office or these kind of things. You know? This is a huge difference with France, with the French people, or I think generally with the Western world actually.
It's interesting because I lived for a few months in France and I felt like people are kind of enjoying life and they take time and they talk to each other. Like in a boulangerie, they would like chat for 10 minutes before buying a croissant, this kind of thing.
Yeah, so the people who have time, because there are many people who have time in France.
Yeah.
We are lucky to have to be a country where people are living a comfortable life. I'm not sure we are just seeking just for money and career in France, indeed, compared to maybe US and all. Though I don't know how people live in the US, I've never been. But it's not like here. Individualism is very, very strong in France, and people won't be as easy as here. I mean, indeed, they will talk. You will meet people who will talk in Paris and even more in the province where I come from. But here it's totally different. It's totally different. People will take time for everything. I'm married to an Indian lady. I have a baby. And my family will always take care of the baby, will always support us, help us if we need. And even if we don't need, they will ask what they can do, you know. When in France, even your own family, and I know it's not just my family, they are not going to help you this way. I mean, they will help you for one small task, they will help you for 1 hour. If you have to do something, they will keep the baby, but they won't tell you, okay, I keep the baby for 3 days just to make your life easier, you know.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
That's true.
True?
It's true.
When you go back to France, what do you feel? Like you switch to like French lifestyle and French way of doing things? What's the feelings?
No, that was in the beginning. When you arrive for the first time in India, for what I remember, it was 20 years ago, indeed there is like, you are lost for some time, you know, you don't fit with France anymore. You wonder why when you're in the metro in Paris, why people get upset for nothing or look at you, and if you look at them, they're like, what? When here, these kind of things would never happen. There is not this aggressivity or this impatience. I don't know how to call that, but it does not exist here. People will just smile here, you know?
Would you imagine going back to France to live at some point?
Absolutely not. When I got the place like 10 years ago,
Yeah.
that was the full jungle.
Oh wow.
Like the things were bigger than me. Huh?
Yeah.
And I asked, that was the condition. I asked the landlady, what can I do with the garden? Is it mine with the house? She was like, yes. I said, I can spend money and do whatever I want. She was like, yes.
Wow.
So I built everything, absolutely everything in this garden.
Nice.
I made it. Even the trees, except the coconut trees, obviously,
Yeah.
which were there. But then you have like flowers, you have like oranges, lemons, you have how you call that, sitafals, figs, bananas, and then I have normally, it's not the season for now, but I have like my vegetables normally, that we will take care of it in the next 1 month. You still have some chilies, but we'll put like everything, tomatoes, salads and everything.
What do you think the biggest misconceptions about India in the West?
How you would say, all this hippie, old 70s, 80s or 60s things. People are coming here and they still believe that India is meditation, yoga, peaceful and shanti and all. You can have it.
Yeah.
You can have it if you go in an ashram in Dharamsala, in Rishikesh and all, but people don't come and live over there forever. They come in Mumbai, they come in Delhi, they come in Bangalore, Ahmedabad and all, and no, you can still go for yoga, but like you practice yoga like you practice a sport.
Yeah.
You know, that's the misconception. India and Indian culture is like any other culture, that those people, they work, they make money, they have families, and nobody is spiritual more than someone who wants to be spiritual in France, in Russia, can be. There is no difference for me. Just that maybe.
You disagree with that? What is it that you disagree with?
I think that you have much more spiritual people here than you would find
In Europe?
in the West, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yes, of course, unless you have the intrinsic motivation of doing it, it's not as much
Part of the
Of
culture.
the culture.
Yeah.
Especially
Whereas
for France, since I can't remember when, but not last century, the century before, I think, they separated church
state.
and state, and that led to having less and less culturally speaking, less and less of this looking for something. So yeah, I think it's anyone you meet here is more
Spiritual
spiritual than the normal
person.
population. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. Yeah.
I don't even know if it's due to the religion.
Yeah.
Maybe it's due to the number of the people or the weather, or that the people are more quiet. You know, it's also because they have to.
More quiet in which way?
People will care for each other. People will love each other much more. Actually, they will take time to speak to each other and all. In that way, they are more quiet.
Yeah. Like less individualistic kind of.
Much more less.
Yeah.
It's individualism is not at all the philosophy here. They will know where is their priority, and the priority will be the people, the person, the family.
The family.
Yes,
Yeah.
because outside of the family, then they don't care at all for
really?
each other. But you can see. You go in an Indian house, everything is clean, everything is at its place, everything is arranged, everything is nice.
Yeah.
Outside of the house, people just throw their garbage, spit all over the place, and drive like the way they want and all. So that's how inside your cocoon, they are very, very respectful outside, but yet it works, you know. There is no fights, there is no conflict, and when there are fights, then it's a big deal. But those big fights happen mostly because of the politicians. Naturally, people are just much more quiet. In many countries, actually, I think you can see the culture by the way people are driving.
Driving.
Driving. It's interesting. Like you see in the West, people are in their lines and they respect rules. And as soon as you have an accident, you are responsible. You did not do what you had to do. Na 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 na. You know.
Yeah.
When here, there are rules. Huh? I drive my motorbike every day, and I know the rules. I never had an accident, touch wood. But you have to be aware of everything. You have to be careful. And the philosophy here, and that's the philosophy I think for many other things, is you have to try. You know? You have to try. There is no space for you to go, and people will try to go. You know, you can see your car is too big now, and then they will still go, and it will work. And you say, well, how did he pass? Because the others, you know, moved and so on. So culturally, I think it's like this, and then they won't fight. They won't go out like for us in the West. We would go out of the car and the guy would be like, I'm a big male, I'm an alpha male, and I'm gonna kick you ass. And all. When here, people are not like this. People will be like, it's okay, I have other things to do than fighting with the guy who just overtook me with his car or his bike. Let's go, let's continue. And that's
My driver likes to fight.
So I disagree with that. I drive every day and quite a long distance. So I don't know if what he says is true because he's a man
Maybe.
and I am not a man. Maybe that's why. But my biggest and I drove in France for a fairly long time. Whenever there is an issue, a problem, or whatever, it gets sorted. Yes, there is shouting, and it gets sorted pretty quick. What happens here, or the few really bad exchange I had with people, ended up with one bad guy following me for like
For kilometers. I remember that.
for kilometers.
Yeah.
Another one biting me. Another one actually biting me.
Mhm.
So I had some weird road rage people.
Yeah, so she's had it, and I know, like my driver, he doesn't ever get out of the car, but he'll yell at people, and I actually have to tell him like, "Hey,
It's okay.
let's just go." Yeah, like let's not waste. You don't need to tell that guy he was wrong. Yeah, it's not gonna fix him, and you're making me late.
Yeah, also,
So
I am also not letting things go easily. Maybe that's why
Maybe.
I end up with some weird stories afterwards.
maybe it's your fault. The
Maybe a
French in
little
you.
bit of it is my fault. But the reaction is not the kind of reaction he is talking about. The
Yeah,
reaction
that's true.
is much more violent.
Violent
and I don't
and-
know if it's because I'm a woman.
Or
Or if it's just
you're
because-
also foreign. That could be it.
Yeah, but in the car you don't really see I'm foreign.
True.
So
Yeah.
I-
Okay. Yeah. So little disagreement here.
it.
Yeah.
You know, people don't have time for anger and all. That's interesting.
That's interesting observation. Like they try, so they do this like small moves, small steps, and it also translates to other parts of their life.
At every aspect actually of the life. Working in India, in an Indian company with Indian colleagues, it will be the same. People will try, and if it works, it's good. If it does not work, it's okay. It's okay.
This is a beautiful Royal Enfield.
Yeah, very useful and very comfortable bike, which takes me all over Mumbai.
Do you ride the same way as all people do here?
Yes, you have to. You are in India, so you have to.
Exactly. Otherwise, you would
You
just.
can't. No, but otherwise you could have an accident actually. Because if
Exactly.
you don't drive
That's his grill. Do you see his grill?
Yeah.
It's like your grandpa's. Yeah.
like them. So no, you have, and with this bike it's nice because actually I prefer to ride in the city than on the big highways. The big highways are boring. You go fast, but it's easy. In the street, you can like a video game actually.
Exactly. Yeah. What's the biggest challenges, let's say, for Westerners coming to India?
What's difficult in India is the extremes. It's like you have the richest people, and especially in Bombay actually, you have the richest people in the world, and you have the greatest misery in the world. It's absolutely terrible. So you can see just here we are in Bandra, in one of the most posh place of Bombay, and just at the corner of the street here, you will see something like you will not see anywhere else. Actually, that can be difficult for people who newcomers. So many informations also in India. In India, what I keep saying is that all your senses are at like 150%.
Yeah, yeah.
When it's not the same in the West. So at some point your body just collapses because your body is tired.
Yeah.
And it happens many times with, after the first year or the second year, people are like, I don't know why I was sick. And it happened to me actually.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to me. I'm tired, I'm sick, maybe I had something wrong with the food. No, not at all. It's your body is just like too much, and for 3 days you are in bed. It happened.
Wow.
And I
Did that ever happen to you?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember. We have talked before about the expat crash, and it's not just when you come to India. It's when any expat travels anywhere. When an Indian goes to the US or an Indian goes to Europe, after about 10 months to a year, things that were new and amazing and,
Yeah, it starts getting
you start to get depressed. You start to miss home and everything that home embodies, and it happens to everybody.
It's happening to my daughter in France right now.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wants to come home.
No, that's so sad. But it happens to everybody, and it's right around that 1 year mark. And I'm not sure about getting sick. I mean, I've only been really ill here like a handful of times. But I was definitely not, it wasn't just me just being sick, like I had food poisoning or something.
Yeah, but it's not just that. It's that being extremely tired and depressed and all. And
Maybe.
I don't know. Right around that time, I'm trying to remember the timeline. Yeah, no, I started working. So whatever it was, I just figured out.
You were just tired.
Then soon after that, I was pregnant. So I figured that
This pregnancy,
I was
yeah.
pregnant. I mean, it depends how you want to read it.
Into
right?
yeah.
If you're not the type of man being sick and looking, you know how men are sick, no offense. But women tend to say, okay, let's move on from that. I don't have time for that.
I don't have time to be sick. Yeah.
So
True.
we don't really
look at it that way.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
I know many people to whom it happened also.
And you also have some help.
Raju is helping. Like for now, it's Diwali, so we are installing all the lights in the trees, so that at night there will be it will be beautiful.
This is very like Mumbai thing. So beautiful house, and next to it, the abandoned house. Yeah.
That's my luck. Because we are in a very...
it's super quiet. It's like, it's amazingly quiet.
And imagine if they had destroyed that, they would have built a tower, and I would have people looking at me in my garden.
Exactly, yeah.
And I would have noise and so on. But
No
instead
privacy.
of that, I have nothing, no neighbors. So that's very lucky.
What's the biggest changes that you saw in India through these 21 years?
It's money flowing. There is so much cash in this country. In 91, Indians entered the liberal world, the capitalistic world, and they have understood better than anyone what is capitalism. So the rich, which were already rich, are like now the richest in the world. We don't even imagine, because we see what they have in their bank account, but actually they have the double, the triple, the quadruple in cash. So there is so much cash in this country. Because of money, then you have infrastructure, the buildings, which has increased. Actually, the main issue about that is, for us in Bombay, is the pollution. When I arrived in Bombay, now 12 years ago, it was polluted, but nothing like that. Nothing like that. They are building like crazy, big buildings. You have cement, particles of cement everywhere. That's the first thing I did when I got this house. My goal was to have my pétanque ground. For 2 weeks, I looked for a road roller, the big, huge thing. And they gave one to me at St. Andrews. There is a college over there.
What was it?
So it's a ground to play with balls. It's metallic balls,
Okay.
which you throw,
Okay.
and you have one wood, much smaller one, which we
Okay.
throw first, and then those metallic balls have to go as close as possible. So
To the wood
we
one.
play against each other,
Okay.
and we count points with those three.
So it's a French game.
Yes, it's
And
a
he
French
wanted
game.
to be able to play it
Very,
here.
very south of France.
Very
I'm
south
sure
of
you
France.
have seen them
Play it
playing
there?
in my
From the college till here with my friend, we pushed this thing, which was like, I don't know, 600, 700 kilo
Yeah,
on the roads. All the cars were behind us
that's crazy.
without honking, actually, because maybe they saw I was Western, so they were like, what to do with those people? And we pushed it from till here to flatten the thing.
Indians are very patriotic, so they love their country. Why is that? Can you explain? Like I see this, like even talking to taxi drivers, and I see in the comments on my videos, like people are really proud to be Indians.
First, the culture, I will say, is strong. Old history, rich culture. India is big like European Union and is diverse like European Union, like a Gujarati, a Punjabi, a Maharashtrian, a South Indian. You have the same difference, even in ethnicity, actually, than Eastern European, Slav Eastern European, a German from North Europe, or a Latin like French or Italians or whatever. So it's very diverse, yet they manage to live all together. And thanks to, I believe, most probably the religion, they have this Hinduism which is there, which links everything, even though you have other religion in India, obviously, but the original one was this one. They are very proud also, let's be honest, is because they have politicians who take care that they are proud of their country and their culture. It's a way of maintaining India all together. So there is a natural way of being proud, but there is also lots of work due
What's your...
Due to the, just let him finish, due
to the politicians. Yes.
Yeah. What do you drink?
to politicians.
What do you think it is?
I think it's cool.
School?
I think it's cool. The fact that you will start by lining up when you get to school,
Mm-hmm.
sing the national anthem,
Anthem.
talk about your history. I think
That's a good point,
those
Laurance.
are schools. Those are things which schools in Europe are not doing anymore. Nobody can sing the national anthem in France just out of school and because they don't see it in school. So I think it's schools. I think it's all the things schools do at assemblies
Mm-hmm.
that build the foundation, and then after that it's
Politicians.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a really good point.
What's your favorite?
I will drink mostly red wine, actually. I'm trying to get French red wine, but otherwise pastis or gin. I like gin, it's
Gin.
fresh. In India, it's easy. You put lots of ice cubes and it's light. I don't like whiskey.
Indians love gin and whiskey. It's
Whiskey.
whiskey
They
more,
are
whiskey
the main
more.
consumer of whiskey. They love it.
Wow.
But they drink it with water or soda water, you know?
How actually Indians drink? So they drink like a lot to get like wasted, or
Yes.
like what's the?
Yes.
What's the
But
culture?
I think it's maybe a Asian thing and a Western teenager thing to drink as much as you can. And the only difference is that we will drink and eat. That I have never understood. In India, they will drink first.
What France can learn from India?
How sad France is, you feel like they're all fighting all together. You don't even feel that there is a link anymore between the people, the Paris and the rest. So they can learn from the Indians how to live all together peacefully. We need it more than ever, actually. I'm not going to go to the religious part of or the political part of it, but just living all together, we can all learn, not only France, but we can all learn that from Indians.
You will have a good luck if you watch the next video right now. The only problem is it will be gone in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. What did you think? Some things you disagreed with.
Yeah, some things I disagreed with. Yeah, I disagreed with. Not things, but more explanation of it. My explanations are different. Like I agree with him. There is disconnection in France and problems right now, which most of it is because of the education decision taken earlier 20, 30, 40
Years ago?
40 years ago, which made the program lighter, but at the same time they left a lot, which is now leading to problems. Same with the alcohol.
Hmm.
I think that I also agree with him. I never understood why we are drinking first and eating afterwards, because
It's actually better to eat first and then to drink, or to eat and drink at the same
that's what we
time.
do. We eat and
Mhm.
drink at the same time. But then the factor he forgets is that in France, at least, it's social.
Yeah.
While here it's still taboo, which is why you drink so much, because you don't know when is the next time you drink.
It's kind of like a
in
binge
the French,
almost.
Yeah, in the French house, alcohol is very
Just
good.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just there. And because it's just there, you have it once in a while. You don't. But here, it's not like that. So if you have a bottle of whiskey, you have to finish a bottle of whiskey because it can't stay here. Which
Hmm.
is, I mean, the explanation he says.
Your mother-in-law might see it.
When he says they drink like teenagers in France, that's true, because a teenager in France will finish the alcohol.
No, I think
before getting
I think he was referring to teenagers like in America.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You drink before you get home, and you don't want to be caught.
Yeah.
And you don't know when it's the next time you drink. So yes, it is like teenagers in a way, or
Yeah.
what is teenagers for us. Yeah.
I would agree with that as well. I also think that people here, young people here are kept under so much pressure by their parents that when they have a little bit of freedom and then they can go out and have a drink, they don't just have a drink, they have 5. And I see that all the time when I go out now. I see there's always by the end of the night, vomit in the sinks, in the club or wherever it is that we're at. And it's like, first of all, vomit in the toilet. Don't ever vomit in the sink. That's just like rude. But you shouldn't be drinking to that amount where you're, so badly inebriated. And I've watched women, obviously being in very poor situations with the men that they're with. And it's just, especially it's unfortunate. You really need to make certain that if you are drinking, that you are doing it in a safe way, in a safe environment, and with a group of people that will take care of you as well. So that brings up, the Indian origin girl that just died in the Dominican.
Yeah, you told me about this.
Yeah, so this one girl, she's Indian origin. Her parents are from India. She's growing up in the U.S. In I think Pittsburgh, and or that area. And she went to the Dominican Republic, and she's 20, and
First time outside.
I think probably her first time outside, and she went a little crazy, and she's now no longer with us. So also it brings back the point that if you're with people, you keep them safe and don't let them go off with people alone. So we got off into a different topic, but it's an interesting video, and I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we found a French point of view, and he, like us, will probably never leave. Actually, I will never leave. You're probably leaving someday. That's very bad for me. But that's our reaction, people. If you like it, please give a like. Please give a subscribe. If you have something you'd like to see, put it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. As always, we love you, and bye-bye.